and it stops when the recording starts. That sucks. I'm dying. I don't know what I did, but I'm dying. But that's okay because we.
Benadryl.
No,
don't take it before you go to work.
Or before I start. This is my work.
Okay, you're telling me it's a drill, but what was it? What is it now? It used to be a drill. What is it now?
Ha ha ha. Well, you guys have already seen me play a simple job on very powerful painkillers. I can't imagine what a bunch of attack. Remind me how sneak attack works. Anyway, speaking of sneak attack, we didn't die horrible deaths because Jason is a fair and generous god. And so we're back at level 7. Oh, I need to change the OBS. Ignore what it says. I will quickly change it and no one will know. But it's time for another episode of A Simple Job. Everybody here now is a patron.
Did you mess up the which OBS you were using at the beginning of the stream?
Yes, this is not 3 Dragons. No, at the bottom it says party level 6. But we're actually party level 7. So while I quickly change and no one will notice, because all of you close your eyes. You have to close your eyes for like 5 seconds. And thank you to Ross and John. Look over and Ross has his eyes closed. Thank you to all of my patrons for coming and hanging out. Jason, take it away.
Okay. Well, as last I left you... Oh, okay. Y'all had made it to Chastel, which is small city. Y'all made it there before nightfall, stayed the night. So when y'all wake up in the morning, Tavern has a meal for you. And what do you want to do? Do you just want to hop on and go, or do you want to spend any time in the city?
We did get a full night's rest for the terms of regenerating. Yeah, okay, cool.
We are all beat up.
Yes.
Yeah. So for yesterday, because I was, not doing great, and I have the lowest HP recovery.
Damn elves.
These are all 8. These are 8 resonance points yesterday spent on health potions.
Okay.
Cool.
Not bad. Not necessarily good.
So I healed 32 over the course of time. So that's nice.
Okay.
I want to say
leveling up healer.
Sealamgar is down, but Sealamgar is not so down that I think resting can get me through it.
Yeah, but today, during my morning preparations, I can also prep a lot more.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, definitely leveling up will not get me through it because that's level times con. Yeah, right. So
yeah.
So I'm 8 hit points down in the morning.
Okay. So when we level up, do we just for me example, gain that next 9 hit points, not having lost that?
I've always.
That seems fair. What would, however, because it shouldn't. Because you shouldn't be in worse shape.
You shouldn't be in worse shape from leveling or from becoming stronger.
I've played the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. I know how this works. It was Oblivion where you had to rest to level up.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Reflect on everything you've learned, and now you're stronger. On the subject of stronger, Sealamgar does my level 7 general feat indeed is shield proficiency. I forget how awesome the shield was that Lily had shielded up for me. I think it was at least had gone up to I want to say masterwork expert. That's it. Okay, gotcha. Neat.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Lily, since I took shield proficiency, I wonder if I could convince you to make my shield a little better, the heavy one that I grabbed from the inventory.
And everyone has master perception and reflex this level. Hooray!
Which is real nice.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I also took the inventor feat. because I've been like, do we have this or not? And so for crafting things, I can now invent things.
Nice.
Awesome. So we can give him all the broken pipes and all that, and he can turn them into ray guns.
He also has
I'm
a
not
in
that good.
text reason to like, here is cinnamon plus garlic, and it's real bad for you.
Yeah, because I've been doing that a lot. It felt bad not. I also took
Excuse
Battle
me.
Medic.
No good. That is a necessary feat that
So,
I feel bad that I didn't take.
Well, if y'all plan on spending the day here, that would also give you a chance to go by the market, anything else. So
Not the worst idea. We're pretty far ahead, yeah, in terms of like time versus travel. We're in Chastel, need to get to Cronquist, and the rest of the way goes by river.
yeah, you can make it basically the rest of the way by river. And what were y'all on day?
I have it at 16 on my end, but I may be incorrect. Maybe closer to, it's probably 17 now. Yeah, because we have no sleeping.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I had been thinking about 20, but unfortunately, fountain pen and Diet Coke do not interact well on paper.
I do not.
No, they don't.
Indeed.
So, yes, day 17 it is.
And suddenly the time is wibbly wobbly. Forgive us, internet. Well, what's going on in Chastel? What is here, I guess I should say.
Let's see.
Buff, right quick.
Yep.
My general feat for level 7 is fast recovery. Therefore, I recover. Let me
Faster,
make
if you
sure I
will.
get the right. 42 HP per night.
That is
Oh, I'm at 54 out of 85 because I already recovered 21 per night because 7 times by 3 is 21, and then I double that.
okay.
Seems good.
So I'm almost completely back up at it the next morning.
Yeah, I'm only
Just
8
for the
down.
record, so that way you don't go get
Yeah.
us into in case we don't do something stupid in combat, and then you're wondering like, processing going down quick enough.
What?
I said we did something stupid. We did something stupid. You can never rule out the PCs doing something stupid. Never.
That's accurate. You cannot. Expert athletics seems real good this level. Yeah, I'm gonna grab that. I forgot I have a skill proficiency
I just
increase.
got mastery in it.
It's real
Mhm.
nice.
Well,
Yeah, so that's a plus 12, and I can wall jump now.
Nice.
Yee.
So
Probably
I
never
think
gonna
we
get
should
to use it.
probably spend at least like half a day.
Hmm.
I will say that it will be hard to charter a vessel and basically your boatmen will not start out any later than probably about noon or 1 o'clock, because it's a good way to the next friendly port, so to speak.
I mean,
In other words, if we're gonna shop, we need to do it quick.
That's what I'm hearing too.
But
Do
if
we
you're
know,
going to
like, other than geography, do we know what lies between here and there?
Well, here, let me start here, which is with the flavor text for where you are.
Okay.
Prominently positioned at the crossroads of the Vishtar and Bahistun Tide. And if you are reading this from the Paizo source work, please forgive my pronunciation, Rivers. Chastel exaggerates by calling itself Lozeri's largest city, which is the county. While undoubtedly the county's most populous community, the aggrandized township lacks the size or stature of a true city, being more akin to an overgrown farming hamlet with a market that fills its central plaza, spreads down the main avenue. and spills forth to partially encircle the town. No walls guard Chastel, and the lumber yards and livestock markets appeal to desperate predators, the most historically notorious being the rats of Karnik, a swarm of dire rats and their grotesque rat king, and more recently, the devil in gray, which I had forgotten about him. Okay.
Dun dun dun.
You know, occasionally I just have to say things like that to make y'all worry.
Indeed.
But there is a relatively large market here. So if y'all decide to stay the day, you would be able to both shop, gather good intelligence, and who knows what else. Otherwise, you would need to leave out pretty soon. Your boatmen would want to leave as quick as possible after
Of course.
daybreak.
So we have 75 gold, so that's how much we can go spend if we decide we have things we want to get.
Such as a healer's kit.
Healer's kit would be real nice.
I mean, I'm fine for the most part.
I think I'm fine too. Do we know how much time? I know we asked them. Do we remember how much time from Chastel to Castle Cronquist by boat our boatmen anticipate it will take?
Well, based off of previous things, I would say part of the reason they would want to get going is so there would be only one overnight stay between you and the settlement of Andog, which is up here on the map.
Okay.
So like 3 days?
I think that makes sense.
So that would put you there. If this is day 17, that would put you there on day 20.
Okay. So we got a little bit of wiggle room. I don't know exactly what it is we're trying to buy. Some potions wouldn't be bad to pass out amongst the whole squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, Dale's main thing is convincing Lily to make his shield shinier and more protectory.
Otherwise known as built more sturdily.
Sealing Guard definitely has one of those shields on his back now, which is really weird for the monk, but I mean, it is what it is. I'll take it.
Okay, so
just imagine it's a hat with a very sharp metal ring around it.
I'm just raiding. I'm Kung Lao. Blocks with this.
Let's check. Does the monk ability stop when you're wearing armor?
They stop when you're wearing armor. They do not stop when you are wearing a shield. It is a separate thing now, which is why when we were playing Greenwich Colonies, that's why I thought Tiki should take shield proficiency as his first feat, as he can still, being expert in unarmed defense, it stops with armor. Shield is not armor. In Legacy Pathfinder, it stopped.
Oh, yeah. Remember that. That was weird to me, but okay.
Indeed.
So what I would say is, everybody roll me a society.
Sure, sounds good to me.
With the box.
Yeah. Okay, then.
Let me double check.
Well,
and everyone who's not Ross play Pathfinder.
I'm playing Pathfinder. I'm playing the I don't want to have my head explode branch of Pathfinder.
I'm playing smart Pathfinder.
Okay.
I applaud you. Hang on. Coming in. Mine's not very good.
And I will say, Saruk, if you can roll a society or diplomacy to deal with the people around there. Because I assume you will stay the night at the inn.
I will, probably.
Or the day at the inn.
Makes sense.
Thereabouts.
That funny moment when my diplomacy is higher than my society. Ooh.
Why, yes.
There we go. First one of the night. First good roll.
Blam. Yeah, indeed.
Okay. Well, let's start from the bottom.
That's me.
Tommy, you go through the market and find just what you would expect in a larger farming communities. Lots of farm implements, cloth, textiles, no great shakes.
Okay.
Dale, you, while poking about, find that one of the blacksmith shops actually he's also a weaponsmith as well. So if anyone wanted to get either weapons or armor, he would be a good source. Mahogany.
Much better than CP.
Yep. You, of course, being more of the magical bent, you find a small booth that does have various potions for sale, including cure light wounds, and there are 2 cure medium wounds as well.
You mean moderate?
Moderate, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, then again, I think that's just the heal spell now at like level 1 and 2 and all that sort of weird stuff. I mean, I prefer it that way. And makes it so that way you don't need to learn multiple spells that are basically the same spell, just at different levels.
I do like the heightening system quite a bit.
Yeah. I know it's basically 5e, but there's a reason why 5e's works.
Mm-hmm. It might be the worst system, but we can borrow from it when they have it. When they have it right.
no,
I do play 5e on Wednesdays.
I know you do.
I don't think
We just like Pathfinder at this house. I don't think it's bad. I just like this one better.
I mean, granted, I missed last week because it was freezing rain, but
yeah, it was pretty bad here last week.
And now that the knives have come out, as people discuss the merits of various game systems,
and it's an edition war.
I'm not wearing a 5e jersey. I'm just saying, I play it too.
Show up with a 5e.
But anyway,
I've played 5e too. 600.
And last, Saruk, as you are babysitting the chest, you hear a couple of peddlers come in. They've come up the river, and you hear them talking about the fight that first that there was one of the local bandit bands that evidently bit off more than it could chew, but also that it seems like there was a pretty significant battle near what's called the Saffron House. It has also, it's kind of it's known in the local area as a place to stay away from. But basically what you heard here is evidently there was a fight there and there was a lot of magic being thrown around. I assume you would, would you ask more about it, or would you?
Yeah, I'll just kind of, like, as I'm hearing this go, oh, hello, gentlemen. Sorry to bother you all. Couldn't help but overhear your little conversation. Put this on a fellow from being out of town, but what's this Saffron House you all are talking about?
Oh, it's well, for the most part, it's one of those kind of strange places, if you take my meaning. It's just not the sort of place you'd want to stay around. You know, base. I forget the name of the family that lived there. It was ages ago, but they say things worse than ghosts lurk around that area. I've heard things about cultists and all sorts of other things. If you're planning on heading that direction, my friend, I'd suggest you have something more powerful than that sword there.
It's kind of look down at my magic sword. Can they tell it's magic from where it's been hilted?
Probably not. At least you haven't seen any indications that they would be able to tell magic, but
All right. Well, I'll just kind of like look back
just-
at them. So, an enchanted blade ain't enough.
the other one of the two looks up from his flagon and says, "Oh, that'd be enough if you have a couple hundred to go with it."
I
You
lost
wouldn't-
you. I say, just nodding my head at that comment.
All I can say is if I had to go there, I wouldn't go there with half the knights of Lastwall to keep me safe. Had a cousin who went through there and he was never the same.
That's encouraging.
Well, good enough. Unless you're heading upriver, you won't find them there.
Unfortunately, that's the way I'm heading.
Okay, technically, you're heading downriver.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh,
we crossed the divide up here,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
cross this new divide.
Yeah.
Cross this new divide. Sorry, Chester. Forgive
But,
my horrible singing.
Yes, like the non-Avastani person sulking in the shadows singing it is not a somewhat noticeable sight.
Indeed.
I'll just nod at my head at the idea of the saffron house and say, well, then I'll make sure to stay away from it. Thanks. What's
Yeah.
this about bandit attack?
Oh yeah, they found old Grayson. He he and his group, I think they split from the what's the name? The Barstoy. It was in their county. Evidently, a group unit mutinied from there, and they set themselves up as river pirates. Fairly successful ones, but evidently several of them got killed. And well, I hate to think of what happened to the others, but from what we were told, we saw some dead along the riverbank who were clearly their people. We came down that way too, came down from Ardis, and there were some dead along the bank, but a couple miles further down, oh my, we found what was left of the rest of the band hanging from the trees along the river, and they had been, well,
They've been hanged.
let's put it this way, friend. They were about twice as long because whatever dealt with them tied their ankles together and then split them top to bottom before hanging them. Mind you, we didn't stay there very long.
I look away for a moment and then just say, take this as a word of kindness for being so friendly to a stranger like myself, but I know what happened to the bodies up the stream. those people they bit off more than they could chew. That was me and my group. I took out a few of them myself. As for the cutting them in half and hanging them from a tree, I shake my head. Not even I'm that savage. Whatever that thing was, it's not the sort of thing you want to run into at night.
They look at each other, murmur something. Do you speak the Kelid language?
I don't know.
Uh,
I speak Common and Orcish.
Okay. Then
I
that
don't
would,
know.
I do, but I don't think I'm near
Yeah.
Saruk right now.
yeah, you're not there, unfortunately.
Right.
You hear them kind of speak very softly and quietly to each other and say, well, and afterwards they look at you and say, well, you might not want to collect the bounty on them, because anyone who saw what happened to the rest of them might assume it was you. And many of us thought it was the devil in gray, except for the fact that
All right.
it
Chalk
It-
this
it
up
sh-
to more out of town stupidity. I'm used to living in the South Bend for the most part. The Devil in Grey?
about 20 years ago, there's this, people say it's a wolf, like one of those they have up in the frozen lands with that Iriosen, I think they call the place, with a, with all the witches and all of that. Scary place to be. Well, what's her name? Baba Yaga was the one who started the place. It's just,
All right, even I know who the Baba Yaga is. I say shaking my head.
well, they say it's a wolf-like one that lives there, but we've heard that those wolves are all white, and this one's gray, and it's about the size of a large horse.
Oh, great. Alrighty then. But yeah, that doesn't sound like it would hang people from a tree after splitting them in a pot. It sounds like it would maul them and then use them for food.
Well, it did that with at least 20 from Artis a couple years ago.
Oh.
It was,
Well, let's hope they didn't come back up restless.
no, there were enough priests of Pharasma around to take
that's
care of
good.
the spirits. But, well, friend, if you don't mind me asking, where are y'all going?
If I'm gonna be honest with you, mate, I ain't certain. They just hire me on for bit of protection work. I shrug.
Well, if you decide to head south, back towards Ardis, be careful. Whenever we came through while we were camped at night, don't take this the wrong way. I was a soldier. I fought some in the crusade. I've seen some pretty powerful magic from my time in the World Wound. I can't even tell you what was throwing magic around down there. For all I know, there were 5 or 6 very powerful users. All I know is that the sky was lighting up there. Multiple times lightning came from the sky. Balls of fire rose from the ground. And we were only seeing this from miles away. it let's put it this way. The second it was light enough for us to see where the river
You
was
booked it.
clearly, normally we take 3 days. My men will be staying here another 2 because we're not much good at the moment.
No, you take a good rest now, so you sound like you deserve it after all that.
But I heard rumors, and we did well. There was a group that came. They were ready to cross the river, I think. They had a flag marked with kind of an eye, I guess. But they were, well, now that I think of it, they were headed towards the Saffron House.
Were they able to cross water on their own?
We just waved at them. They were on the bank. They were already on the side towards Canterwall, so
they were heading. Oh, you know how it is.
Yeah.
If you see a fellow who seems to be adverse to running water around here,
strangely enough, we were quite happy that they weren't interested in us. Some of them, well, friend, some of them reminded me of you.
in
Look.
what way?
Like they knew which end of a pike was the right one to hold.
Well, to be fair, I would think any sorry sap who has his share of dealing with combat would know how to do that. Well, I bet you know how. I bet you know the many routines of many weapons that I can't even think of.
No, I just stuck with a crossbow and stayed behind the paladins of Iomade.
Fair. Let them
But
do most of the front lawn work. That's what their specialty anyway.
yes, and it's always better whenever you have someone with bright, shiny armor and no sense of personal danger somewhere in front of you.
I mean, I was gonna hold back on saying those sort of things and fear that you were, yourself part of the faith, but yeah, no, I don't put much faith in those holier than thou tops.
Nor do I, but they have their uses. Well,
See, now that is my type of attitude there. I presume you two are about to head out now?
no, actually, we've booked rooms, and I would say good day to you, because it's about time for us to get some sleep.
Good day to you two as well. I'll probably be heading on back up to bed. I only intended to come down here and grab an ale, but I couldn't help but overhear the conversation, and well, knowing thy enemy is half the battle.
Indeed. Well,
You two get some good rest. All right.
we will.
And trust me, I wasn't thinking about picking up on that bounty. I didn't know there was a bounty. To be honest, I just want my hands washed free of the whole damn thing.
Well, like I said, there's a difference between the ones we saw on the banks, which doesn't bother us much. But
And then the ones you saw further on.
that's the sort of thing that gives a man trouble sleeping. I haven't seen stuff like that since the World Wound. So,
It's
well,
Well, I hope that's no ill tidings from my group then. My thinking a little bit visibly concerned, realizing that, almost as if it's like playing off the whole, oh no, these people attacked me and then this happened to them. I hope that means nothing bad's in store for me. If I need to roll deception or anything for that, just let me know.
No, they're tired. They're a little bit freaked out about it. You're good.
All right.
Well, have a good day, traveler.
You too.
Oh, there was a gentleman down at the dock who had that. I just thought of that. He had a book with him. He's probably a magic person himself, but he had a book with that same eye on it.
At the dock.
Yes, that. My brain is so full of fuzz.
You-
But yeah, he was. It was like he was looking for someone.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know much more of anything, it seems.
No, it's all
But
right. Look, you get some sleep, all right? You've seen more than enough. Living in Usadov is tough, but it ain't always that tough.
indeed. Well, good travels and good trading, my friend.
May your hours and may the hours of daylight be longer for you, friend.
Thank you. And at that point, they finish up what's left in their flagons and head off to the head out the door to the separate. The rooms at this inn are in separate cottages.
I'm just gonna curse to myself profusely, like once I'm fully certain
Yeah.
I'm alone, and then just get up and go back to the room.
Okay. Let me. Are you going to do this out loud, or are you going to
Do what?
just under your breath?
Just like, oh, gods above be damned. I'm just gonna like,
Uh, the teenage human girl, which is the barmaid, who's of course the daughter of one of the daughters in the family that runs the place. Her head comes up and, is everything all right?
I look over at her. Oh, just some trouble on my head, Missy. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yes, sir. No problem.
Thanks for asking, though.
Please roll me a deception, though.
Oh yeah. Let me just quickly check my. Yep. Just wanted to check my proficiency and all that sort of stuff with it. 17.
Okay. Yeah. You think that, she believes you. She doesn't, look like, yeah, right. But, yeah, it's not hard for you to go back up to your room. And since y'all got in when you did, there's there are 3 rooms, and you were able to get those before they were taken. The other set of 5 rooms are in a separate building. So at this point, what do you plan to do?
Suddenly, this has become more intense than I intended this little conversation would be. I thought this was just going to be a little silly thing. No, apparently, it's nearly. Zoom is at our doors. Or, I guess heck is at our doorstep. Literally. Do I know if salt or anything helps with vampires? Oh, wait, yeah. Don't invite them inside. What am I going to do? I think you should jump to another person while I think that question over.
Okay. Anybody want to do anything in the market?
Other than buying potions, I can't think of anything we really need.
Okay.
I want an expert healer's kit for 20 GP, if that's available.
wait a second. This is Ustalov. And this is a place that prides itself. Yeah, it's available.
Okay.
Usilov prides
Just-
itself on medicine.
On
Uh,
keeping its people alive through all
Yeah.
the stuff that's happening.
Indeed.
Fair, yeah, that's very fair.
I mean, remember, this place also bills itself as the largest city in the county.
Despite the fact it's not.
Well, it's not quite a city, but
And it can only stay big if people stop dying as well. And medical kits help that.
Indeed.
yes.
I need to restart my computer right quick. I'll be back as soon as possible.
Good
Gotcha.
thing
No
you're on
problem.
break.
Indeed.
Roleplay wise.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's that. Potential of potions. Can we throw down amount of money in generic crafting equipment?
You okay. Tell me what you're looking for. You probably, for most trades, you should be able to buy standard artisans' tools.
No. I mean, like, you know how you'd have to spend half the GP to start crafting something?
Okay.
Right, I want to say, can we sacrifice some GP now to say we got the supplies to be able to start crafting?
To purchase
Okay.
that proverbial Eye of Newton hair of werewolf.
Okay.
And, like, metal ringlets and blocks and...
So you're looking for stuff to craft standard physical items, so wood, metal, that sort of stuff.
I want a
Or-
pool of both, right? Some generic alchemical ingredients and some generic stock physical. So, like, there would be,
Okay.
like, some money spent on both.
Yeah, I'll say that can be done because this is an area where lots of it is done for smaller, people will come here to go to the city to buy and sell. So this is, despite being not really a city, it is the largest place to buy and sell for quite a few miles. So
Cool.
all these smaller hamlets and villages feed into it.
So, okay.
So, okay, yeah. I will say you can. I'll say you can go up to maybe even. Well, how much are you looking to throw in on it?
I wanted to double check how much other people wanted to spend on stuff, because we only have 75 right now, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
75 doesn't get us a whole heck of a lot either.
but it's still not bad in the silver-based economy.
Also true, yeah.
Yeah. Right?
I'm not saying like, well,
Like-
that doesn't get us a lot. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying like,
No,
I
yeah.
couldn't enchant my things. I wouldn't
Are you sure?
mind
Well,
having a
we
couple
can
of
get to those.
potions.
How much are potions?
That's what I'm looking for. Because the thing about having the healer be the alchemist, as I've seen in Doomsday Dawn, is when the healer's on the other side of the board, it can get a little sketch. Hoggy dokie. Doing a scroll. Here we go. Dragon Bile is not what we want. That's the opposite. We could get a lesser elixir of life would give us 3d6 hit points for 12 GP a pop.
Okay.
For 60 GP, we could get one big one that does 7d6, but I don't think we necessarily need that because you are still here.
Yeah. Like, although at the same time, if instead of... the problem is how long it would take me to craft those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So say instead of getting extra crafting supplies, we just went for some of those bigger sets of potions.
Okay.
Of that first potion you named, there are 6 available.
We can
Cool.
swing. Oh, they were 12 GP a pop. Excuse me, Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if we want, I can use just a normal healer's kit for just 5 GP.
Mhm. Ugh, so the math comes out weird. There's 4 of us. If we got 4 of them,
So
Well, and the
that's
thing is, if I'm on the
48.
other side of the board, I can heal myself.
true. So 3 of them, you think?
3 seems fair enough.
Dropping
Just as
36
like
gold. Everybody who's not you carries 1 in case of fire break glass. That kind of thing.
Yeah. Especially because, like, if I'm up, I can, like, spend a point and get myself one of my small potions and then take an action to battle medic myself.
Yeah, that's true. Battle medic is the thing.
I return.
Hey, he returns.
Greetings.
Hello, Ross.
To catch you back up, they are in the market and have purchased a healer's kit and some potions.
Are we committing to the
And the
potions
total
then?
on that gold is what? So I can deduct it.
41, I believe.
41 gold deducted.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, because I just
got
took a
it.
normal healer's kit.
And
Sure.
Dale, Saruk, and Selimgar are all carrying 1 lesser elixir of life, which will heal us for 3d6, or a +2 item bonus to fort saves for an hour, which doesn't stack with our cloaks, or rather, excuse me, it doesn't stack with our armor. So
Not worth.
3d6 hit points
Yeah.
once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much is it to take a normal steel shield and upgrade it to expert?
That's expensive. I was just looking at it. Hang on. Add it.
Just so we know how much, like, in supplies for me to buy, so I can start working on that.
And we have a bunch of stuff to sell as well.
Probably.
Yeah, y'all had some arms and armor left. You had burned some of it for what's the word I'm looking for?
Raw
For,
materials.
Raw materials.
So we do have an expert shield sets you back 300 silver.
Or 30 gold.
Right. There's
Okay.
300 gold for a master one. Oh, it looks pretty though.
30 gold.
Mhm.
Oh, 300 per master. I misheard you.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
So as far as the supplies we have 9 heavy steel shields, 3 scimitars, 2 short bows. One of them is damaged. That might be not damaged anymore. 9 sets of chainmail, 9 long swords.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, no, I don't really need any metal materials. I forgot about how much we had.
Oh yeah, we have all the raw material in the world.
All the metal.
Okay, cool.
Are y'all looking to sell any of that here?
Wouldn't be the worst idea. Actually, it kind of might, because... And it's kind of... Never mind, my reason for why it's bad is metagaming. I don't know what Ross knows. I will be quiet now. Hides under microphone.
I know I definitely... Like, there's a part of me that's wondering if I could, like, take some of that and upgrade one of the short bows into, like, an expert short bow.
Okay, I will say that you can.
Maybe by scrapping the damaged one.
Yeah, I will say that just for ease, you can use any of the items. 50% of its new price can be used as
Can come from one of the
raw
older ones.
materials. can be used as raw materials to either upgrade or build a similar thing.
Okay.
So, you have some special stuff as well. So you can, like, put bows together to make a better bow or swords together to make a better sword. But
Yeah.
you cannot use bows to make swords.
Right.
Now, say you can use them. Yeah, we'll go 50%.
Okay. Well, then I'd want to math out what exactly we want before selling and like how much it would cost.
Okay.
Right? So
I hear
okay.
you.
It is 300 silver for an expert steel shield. How much is a normal steel shield?
A heavy steel shield sell for 20 silver.
Yes. Okay. So if we threw all 8 of those into it, because there are 9 total, so 8 extras.
Yes, 9 total.
So that's another 8 gold. We'd still have to throw in. Well, if we counted that as like 90 silver, so 9 gold, we'd still need like 21 gold's worth of material to upgrade it to masterwork.
Yeah,
Uh,
which is a pretty big gap to cross. Do we have chain mails or chain shirts?
They were chain
Chain
shirts.
shirts. Okay. So at 45 silver, those are probably the best like trade fodder, because everything else is pretty cheap. Like a longsword's only like 10 silver, and these are
Yeah.
all beat up and stuff.
Now, here comes the next statement. Are you sure you're calculating in gold or in silver?
Let's scroll back up.
Because,
I'm calculating in silver. The chain shirt's worth 45 silver pieces.
right. But Lillian, just double checking, it's 300 gold you need or 300 silver you need for the masterwork.
For expert, they are 30 gold.
Okay.
For master, they're 300. So like we would need 300 silver, and those would provide us 90 silver because they're 20s each and then half price.
Right.
So that's 21 gold on top to get to an
Twen-
expert steel shield.
Mhm.
Okay.
Right.
I think I'm off somewhere.
Okay.
Okay. So if you need to throw in 21 gold, that'd be 210 silver on a 30 silver item.
No. It's a 30 gold item.
Sorry, a 30 gold item. So
That would leave us another 210 silver on a 300 silver item.
right. And that's to make or to craft?
Okay, so I have to pay full price if I want to craft it in a day.
Okay.
To craft it otherwise, I have like maybe 1 gold a day. I don't remember what the crafting table is for how much I can produce in a day past the first half the price.
Well, I should be able to tell you that pretty soon.
Yeah, I kind of remember it, but I'm not used to this
The
newfangled
craft.
system. Crafting. So we're level 7. You are master? Question mark. So 20 silver a day.
Okay, so we could get. So if we went half in, then we'd have 15 gold left, which would take me like 7.5 days, which we do not have time for.
Indeed.
Well, technically you do, but it might be cutting it closer than you want.
A little bit of a close shave, if you will.
Yeah. We don't helpfully have time for.
Yep.
Indeed.
So yeah, we would want to go full price. So that way I could get it done in a day.
Okay. Yep.
So
That,
if
yeah, you can do that.
okay, so we'll need to spend another 21 gold.
Okay, works for me.
Okay, it leaves us 13 left.
If we sell those chain shirts, we're selling. Are we selling at half?
You can sell at 65%.
Okay. So then that's what,
29
like 29 gold.
silver.
So 29 times 9 brings us to, we'd make 261 silver. We'd make 260 gold and 10 silver. Or rather, backwards. I definitely said that backwards. 261 silver.
Cool. I'll add that in.
Then the long swords we're getting. I mean, there's something.
Those you'll get half for.
Okay, so then those being there, 9 of them, we get 45 silver out of those. And I'm not quite sure what's left. I think just bows, right?
I'd prefer to keep the bows to work on.
There's a lot of wooden string there. Okay, fair enough. Seems good to me.
Okay.
I guess as all this is going on, Sealing doesn't have anything like to purchase.
Yeah.
I would like
basically
to.
The bows are what's left, right?
I think. Yeah, there wasn't anything else. I guess. I'm gonna make a perception check, just like to wander around town and see what people are talking. If I may, it's a 22.
Okay. You're hearing, as you go around, you can hear people talking about things that have been happening along the river. Evidently, a local river pirate bit off more than he can chew. But there's some, they're saying whoever finished them off just is probably mental. You know, without any time things are, a description of what happened to them would be given. They're, whispering in the person's ear so as not to frighten children, etc.
Okay.
And this is Ustalov, so it takes a lot to scare the kids. That evidently there was a battle, not directly on, but same direction as y'all came from. You hear wildly conflicting versions. You would think that you would be able to tell that they're saying some pretty heavy magic got tossed about. Fireballs, lightning bolts from the sky, big, flashy, and loud. The sort of things that make people jump into the boat right at the crack of dawn and pull their entire way here from basically doing 16 hours straight of polling.
Okay.
So
Can I extrapolate when I hear pirates bit off more that they can chew? Am I able to 1-on-1 means that was the people that attacked us?
yeah,
Okay.
that sounds about right.
Okay.
Because they talked about with a 22. I will call that. No, that's not. A 15 would have been good enough. So it's not quite a critical success, but there's enough similarities there that it's not hard to believe that y'all would be the larger than acceptable bite.
Okay, that makes sense. So then, next question. I hear that all the horrible things that happened to them, and I know that we didn't do that. To rack my own brain and try to figure out what might have done that, what kind of check do you think that would be? Something along the lines of maybe like lore underworld for a particular criminal organization that might be known for playing folks alive, or like nature, maybe. Nature's probably out. Religion.
Throw me a religion and an underworld.
Alrighty, can do. The first one is the underworld. Blam. It is a 24. Nature. Hooray for lore skills automatically going to masters. Nature's much worse.
Well, it doesn't. Okay, I'm going to say that finally you're able to get something more direct as to what happened to these guys. And it does not sound. All I can say is what happened to them sounds very inhuman.
Okay.
It just doesn't strike you. It doesn't line up with anything you know of Avastani, what Avastani criminals would do. This isn't the sort of thing even organizations would think of as a good thing. I mean, this is brutal. This is, well, like I say, inhumane or inhuman.
Okay. Something happened to the people. It was really inhuman. I guess my next question would be determining why. I'm not sure what's the role for that one either.
You know what? You can roll me a nature or a society.
Nature, society. Okay. My best one for that is nature. That plus that. Actually, my nature is not one lower than my whose it was. It's than my lore. Actually, I was looking at the wrong skill. They are the same. 7, 8, 9, 10 from wisdom. 19.
Yeah. You notice that none of the, after, it's the sort of thing that, whenever you hear about it, you're not going to create there's going to be no trouble you asking about it, because it's, oh, they died and it was terrible. It's kind of like, how terrible? You notice that absolutely none of the descriptions say anything about blood splashed on the trees, or the rope around the half neck of the pirate had blood on it. Very, for something as brutal as it was very clean. Like there was no bleeding at all.
Okay. And that's what I hear from the people. I guess I might, at this point, just head on back to where we're staying, and whoever I catch there, I catch there. Something is, I think it's, is it a fair statement to assume that somebody is really mad at the pirates for not getting us, and so they got, like, their due? Does that seem like something I can reach into? Or does it feel more like a random, like, they crossed the wrong thing and died for it?
No. If you would also hear that there had been a bounty on their heads. So if there had been, it's pretty easy to think that these guys suffered for making someone or something very powerful angry at them.
Okay. Now, I distinctly remember before the combat started, one of them said that the Vampire Lord will pay extra for specifically Silumgar, and then the notion that they've been, like, there's no blood anywhere at all, does that, can I 1+1 that into possibly the Vampire Lord caught up with them and attacked them?
That does not seem. I don't see any reason it would not pass the smell test, so to speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
You don't have, evil Vampire Lord was here, don't make me angry by failing me, stuck on a sign around these guys' necks, but
it's at least like a logical conclusion.
It's a pretty logical conclusion.
Okay. So I guess with that in mind, actually, I won't head straight back for the box. What time of day is it as all this is going on?
I'd say it's a little afternoon.
Okay. So I'm gonna just see if I can find and I see there's a private chat going on that I'm only seeing the second half of in the Roll20. I thought that was a like Levi was trying to text somebody and it ended up going in our chat. Okay, so
it's good.
Sweet. So I'm gonna just drift through Chastel as fast as I can, try to find, without drawing as much attention to myself as possible, Lillian and Dale. Assuming we all know that Saruk is back at the house with the box.
Yes.
Okay, so while if I can, while I'm in the market, I would like to ask the weapon and armor smith if the person knows anyone that sells musical instruments.
Yes. Roll me whichever is higher, society or appraisal.
Is there appraisal check?
I believe appraise in this setting, in the playtest is off society, I think. I'm not sure.
Shoot.
I think it's like society or diplomacy. Oh, hang on. I've got yonder book here.
I say if it's diplomacy, that's good for me.
Diplomacy is gather information, make an impression, or request.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's gather information.
Diplomacy.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yes, there is a instrument maker, and since finding there's and there's
basically just texting Lily like
yeah.
Because RP reasons why I'm doing this.
Yes.
But
Mhm.
yep.
Yes, you can find one. No trouble. And yeah. And you'll get something good too. So
Sure. So I'd like to go to the instrument maker and say, hey, do you have any instruments available right now that I might purchase?
yes, sir. What do you have anything specific?
I'll lean in a little closer and say anything that an elf might like.
An elf.
One that's not really played instruments before. I have a member of my party who's an elf, but I've never seen her play an instrument. And well, she's been very nice to me. And when I first met her, I kind of was a jerk. And I'd like to. She's crafting something for me right now, and I'd like to basically say thank you and apologize with an instrument. I just need a basic instrument, and I'm gonna like use my little knife here. I show them to kind of whittle some designs into it. While I'm on a boat trip later on.
Well, I might suggest something simple. Shepherd's pipe, perhaps, which modern equivalent would be a recorder.
No. I'd rather get killed by the vampire lord.
Sure. So you have like that, a recorder or a harmonica or something like that?
Hot cross buns. That's this session. Oh, good.
I'm sorry. I've got to, because that was specifically asked. Odds. Why, yes, we do have a harmonica if you're interested.
Yes.
Absolutely. How much does it cost?
Standard price.
That would be 8.
Yeah.
That would be, I think, 8 gold.
80 silver sounds high.
It does too.
I was looking at them, and maybe I wasn't looking close enough.
Show up I am. Ooh, the table. Handheld musical instrument will set you back 8 silver.
Yeah, that you can get them
Sounds much better.
from
Indeed.
8 to 16, dependent on how fancy you want it to be.
I give him 2 gold.
2 gold?
Yep. So
Yep.
20 silver.
Okay. I'm not finding that where I'm looking. Musical instrument.
Handheld for 8 silver. Expert is 250 silver.
Yeah, it's just a very nice one. There's some silver on it. It's a very fancy, but it's not a expert.
Is there a space on it like I could like engrave something into it?
Not really, but for that amount, if you're willing to wait a couple hours.
Yeah, just a little piece of metal that I could
he would
use a knife to engrave onto.
Either that, or he would be happy to engrave a small plate himself and put it on.
Sure.
it
I
for
just
you.
need a little plate, like, or something that you could put a name onto. Basically, I want to engrave her name onto the harmonica myself because it's a personal gift. But
Okay.
I
Yeah,
need
he
a
can.
space on the harmonica to do that.
He can put a plate on it for you. It's
Sure.
not going to be a lot of real estate, but
Sure, but I mean,
That's
I
good.
don't. It doesn't need to be big. It's It's gonna be. I'm gonna do it detailed.
yeah.
And then I ask him one other thing. Because I want this to look, at least somewhat elfish. Do you know anyone in town that maybe knows how elf writing is supposed to look? So I can at least attempt poorly to imitate it.
If you for 2 gold worth, he is able to send you to someone, and if you know, and they will write out in Elvish script the name. So,
Sure, for 2 more gold, yeah,
well,
absolutely.
no,
I'll do
for
that.
the 2 gold you've paid.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay, you paid 20 for something worth 8.
Yeah, so I say, like, yeah, if I have it to look at, I can imitate it and then alter it
yes.
slightly.
Yes,
Sure,
that's doable.
sure. So I will do that, and I will shake the person's hand and say thank you, and I say may your days be well and your nights short, and hopefully we can do business again in the future. In particular, maybe next time I'm around, I might buy that loot you have over there for myself.
Well, sir, if I don't have this one still in stock, I can make you one every bit as good.
I nod my head and I go ahead and get back to the rest of the party. I put the harmonica in in one of my pockets, along with the script, because
Yeah,
I want it to be a surprise.
Yeah, it's just a scrap of parchment.
Sure.
So yeah, I assume after everyone's done their shopping, you head back to the inn for
That was the plan.
lunch.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to, like, as everyone is shopping, I would like to grab Lillian and Dale if I can while we're still out and communicate to them the urgency of what has happened. And assuming, like, we'll
Okay.
all get to Sarug.
Yeah, I'll say it's about 1 in the afternoon when y'all all show back up there.
Okay. So I guess just
And
like as we're walking back to the inn, just like trying to not look conspicuous and just walking forward and not making eye contact and quietly so a bunch of people don't notice us, / when there's not a lot of people around, just be like, so I hear the pirates that ambushed us have, well, and just kind of like look around again. I do not think we are out of the woods yet.
Everyone who's not in the inn, perception check, please.
Oh, that's what I get. We're in danger. We're in danger.
Okay, so am I in the inn?
Everyone
No,
who's not Ross, basically.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Saruk is sitting
Checking
on
my
a box,
stats.
rocking back and forth, making moaning sounds.
I'm gonna
Boy.
lucky halfling the 4. The 4 is no,
Boy,
I can't because
I went
perception's
in
not a
there
skill. Damn it.
alone. Thank you very much.
Have to let the 4 stand. I don't have guiding luck. Perception is not a skill. Oof.
Yep.
Alrighty. Sorry, guys. We're
I
all
went there
dead now.
alone. Thank you very much. I am not
Brave boy.
making noises at this moment in time.
He's thinking them.
Yes. Okay.
Smoking my pipe, stroking my non-existent facial hair.
Okay.
That's the recorder I still have in my room from when I had to learn how to play recorder as a kid.
And it
Oh
gets
my God.
worse. Oh, good.
Now, if you want it to be a recorder,
No, it's a
I
harmonica.
could make that happen. Okay.
I got both.
Good.
Hey, you don't have it yet.
Yes,
Levi is prepared.
but
Yeah.
soon.
I was prepared either way.
Should I be worried about the sound of a zipper? Okay, never mind.
It's the recorder has a leather case that I put it back in.
Man, you love that recorder.
No, I got it with this, and
Oh.
I just found it again a couple years ago. And I'm like,
Fair
oh, I remember that from a youngin.
Okay. Selimgar, you are spending all your time not making eye contact, not looking inconspicuous. Your world is basically what's right in front of you.
Okay.
You're too busy checking everyone for signs of, vampirism, lycanthropy, possession by Rakshasa.
Hey, that's me.
Lillian and Dale, as y'all are on your way in to the building itself, there are some serious hard cases down by the docks. We're talking some folks in full plate, and there's at least one of them which has a pennant on a lance. It's, these are not, these are serious heavy hitters, whoever they are. So unless you want to go check out and see what's going on there, because most people are not, lots of the people in that area are doing their best to stay out of their way and not in the, you're a noble sir, bow, scrape, and get out of the way. It's, I'm moving out of your way because you might run over me, and if I worry that you might, accidentally snap me in two if you wanted to.
Okay,
Gotcha.
so I'd like to get closer to them, but I don't want to get so close as they spot me. So stealth check. But not stealth check to attack them, but stealth check
Yes.
more I want to keep eyeballs on them and possibly ears.
Based off of your roll, I am going to call this an exceptional or a critical success. You would notice that they are, the core group of them are very alert. Even while sitting down, this group, they've formed a circle, backs to the center. Even though they're sitting down and relaxing, they are clearly very aware of everything going on.
Are there any buildings nearby them?
Only a warehouse storefront that their what appear to be servants are going in and out of, bringing provisions to what appears to be their boats.
Well, you know what? That Dale immediately will recognize that even if he can't necessarily hear the armored guys, maybe he can listen in on the servants. So I'd like to attempt to go to the warehouse. Again, if I need to stealth, I'll stealth. Basically, I want to maybe find me a place on the roof and try to listen in on these servants as they go in and out.
Okay.
Obviously, I'd have to find a way to
So-
climb up there, but that would be part of it.
Yes, but before that, I have to ask: are you going to split off from Lillian and Silumgar to do this? Or
I
are you going to go with them
I
to
would
the-
tell I would on this one I would tell them my intentions and basically get their advice as to yes, you should do this, or no, we should just leave these guys alone. But I'm thinking with my, stealth hat and deception hat on is, I want to find out what's going on with these guys. Knowledge is power.
Yeah. Okay.
But I will defer to the group on this one, whether they want me to, like, maybe if nothing else, maybe they could boost me up there.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, I have no idea what's going on. So,
Like I said, I let you guys know what's going on.
okay. I'm gonna see these dudes. These dudes are standing around guarding stuff.
Okay.
We definitely could go listen in, but I worry about our fate if we do.
Well, like I said, I tell Salem Gar, I don't want to listen in to the armored guys. If I climb up on the roof and I be stealthy about it, I can listen in on the servants that are going in and out and their tidbits of information, because they're going to be freer to talk than the armored guys are, and they might drop a hint.
Until those armored guys look up on the roof and see us.
The servants aren't looking up. I don't think they're going. The armored guys might look up if they know I'm up there, but the servants aren't going to be looking that way. They're too busy holding things and delivering them back and forth. Again, I'll defer to you guys, but
how far are we from the inn right now?
50 yards.
Okay.
And they're about 50 yards in the other direction.
Okay. And we didn't see anything on like their sigildry that indicates that they are anybody we'd know, did we?
Not directly, but the gentleman in the middle of all of this is now the token on roll 20. Am I the only one seeing?
I see him. The big picture of the wizard.
Beard move to it.
Yes.
Oh boy, that's not a good sign.
Yep,
You got a token
yeah,
for
I
him.
see
That's
it.
a terrible sign.
Indeed. Yeah,
Seems like a spooky group to interfere with.
It's not really any of our business either.
Like, if we didn't have any specific goals, it'd be interesting.
But we, in fact, have very specific goals.
Yeah.
Okay, Dale will nod his head and say, "All right, you're probably right in this case. Let's move on."
That is the first time I've ever let a plot hook go in my entire career, and every nerd instinct in my body is screaming at me. But also, I don't want to die.
Yeah. Like that clock ticking around our necks is
It's definitely a
it's a
thing.
notable incentive.
Mm-hmm. Especially when there's somebody who's hiring mercenaries to kill us and then may or may not be killing them when they fail. What happens when those guys end up being those same mercenaries? Or rather, a different group of mercenaries. Yeah, back to the end.
Right, but like same goal.
Exactly.
Okay, y'all are all back at the end.
Okay. So in the wibbly wobbly time moving aroundy kind of things, do I know what I know before Saruk knows what Saruk knows?
I would say y'all both know it when you get together.
Okay, makes sense.
So
Okay.
You'll probably just find Saruk in the room, like sitting down somewhere smoking a pipe, just kind of like deep in thought.
Okay. We just walk into the little cottage we have, and just I make eye contact with Saruk, and just kind of like, does he? He probably looks a little distressed rather, if he's quiet.
Yeah.
So just walk in, just so you know.
I just like let the pipe go. Yeah. Let's just say stuff's foobar.
Indeed.
I'll take
What-
it you've run into an encounter of your own along the way.
I've heard enough. Sounds like our friend has gotten mad at his playthings, and well, he's broken them. How many points of entry are there in this cottage?
Uh, well, there's only one way in or out of the room you're in,
Mm-hmm.
but do you want the inn itself?
So we're in, like, if I understood it correctly,
you're in
we're
a
all
loft.
staying in. Right, yeah.
There are
Right.
3 small rooms upstairs and a loft.
Okay.
So
So, like, the door downstairs, and then there's windows up where we are.
actually no windows where you are.
Okay.
It's okay. And can you do you have a new map in front of you?
I do.
Okay. Basically over this end of the building are where the rooms are located.
Okay, that makes sense.
There's a ladder about here. Sorry, I didn't add that on initially.
Good enough. Okay. So the only way to get to us is to come through the front door of the inn by conventional methods, is how I'm interpreting this, yeah?
Yes. Unlike the inn you stayed out previously, which had lots of windows and silver bars over them, this one only has 3 windows in the entire place. They are under your rooms, basically. And they are small slit windows.
Okay.
Both of the doors have their own, for lack of a better term, antechamber. The doors open inward and they're double sets of doors.
Okay, sure.
This building is seriously built for defense. There's no chance a werewolf is going to get through the window because they don't make werewolves that size.
Fair enough. Crawling through the arrow slits.
I don't know, a were-toy poodle maybe, but
Somehow that's more terrifying.
Yeah, now I'm just thinking of teacup werewolves.
The wrath of Paris Hilton and her brood. Okay.
well, I'll have to use that here sometime soon.
Oh, good. I think we might. Is there just one person downstairs?
There are like 2 or 3 people downstairs, nothing major.
Okay.
Uh,
So the next question: how easy was it for us to get in? Not as in like we're trying to break into the place, but did we need permission, as it were?
No. Yeah. There's the entrance up here is where that's open during the day,
Mhm.
and both of the doors are open. So the inner and outer airlock doors are open.
Sure.
This one down here is pretty much looks like it's a service delivery one only.
Okay. Well, if there's a vampire still on our trail, and I'm not surprised. I believe I do not like it, but I think we should tell the innkeeper. Last thing we need is for them to accidentally be let in the middle of the night.
He,
We also,
I'm just gonna
Saruk,
let
we
you
saw
tell them that.
a group of
Individuals, did they have like an odd sort of symbol on their armors and stuff, and a fellow holding a book?
Saruk nods.
Yeah, I've already talked to a couple of locals about them. Word of advice, apparently those people have been around this place called the Saffron House. I'm not certain what it is. All I know is that a little while back there was a lot of magic up that way. Those fellows are packing magical heat, as well as, I imagine, just good old fashioned heat. And then to top it all off, it seems as though they're probably a little bit higher up the food chain.
Dale, Lillian, do you know what the Saffron House is? Everyone,
What
quickly
I
go to their
know,
society
Yeah.
checks.
Saffron
Not
House
yet, but a
is?
roll might help me learn.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw a religion check at it.
I don't know if the Saffron House is a religious thing.
Well, that's the first thing I'm gonna think of.
Okay, sure.
If
Because we just went and sold some saffron to the monastery, so I'm gonna make that connection immediately. My character would.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, sure.
Society?
Yeah, that was a society
yeah,
for me.
society around here would. Okay. Josh. Okay. Lillian, you think you've heard something about it? The boatman mentioned that they were going past it, but nothing major. Dale, you were closer to them as they talked about it, and evidently there are a large number of unresting dead in the area. Ghosts, spooks, specters. It's considered a good place not to be.
Okay.
So I think basically, so that kind of tells me, Dale, that, and I tell the group basically. So basically, we're either dealing with the kind of people that fight against such things at the Saffron House, or lead such kind of things at the Saffron House. Just my opinion.
Great friends or great foes? Well, considering the Vampire Lord is sending groups of ruffians at us, who knows how much gold it is willing to spend. I worry they may be our next opponents. But again, if they are not inclined to serve the undead, perhaps we've made friends. Maybe one of us should go talk to them.
I sigh really loudly and say, "All right, I'll go talk to him. I'll be back in a moment. If I don't come back in 10 minutes, go get the boat."
10 minutes is a lot of rounds in combat. Well, they're very clearly
Or,
within.
or not go get the boat, because obviously you can't. Or just proceed with caution. I'll come back quick.
We can see them from the inn, though, right? Like if we were to step out.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm vaguely spec'd into deception, but every time I've rolled deception in Simple Job, it's been very bad.
Well, I've got. I might have the highest or close to highest in it because I went expert on it.
Anybody beat a 9
In what?
in deception?
I
12.
only have an 8.
12.
12.
Because I want to ask the people downstairs what their policy is at night letting people in. Because if there's a vampire chasing us, fireballs aside, that the house is on fire. Like, my thought was to go down and, like, act all super scared and every fifth word being, like, Vudrani or something to try to figure out what they do about people at night. Will the doors be closed? Are people, like, checked at the door? Do they need permission to come in? Et cetera, et cetera.
Well, you would know this because you stayed here last night. 1 hour after sundown, the doors are barred from the inside, and they do not open until first light.
Okay, so that's taken care of. We know that much.
And as far as worrying about the building, it is a stone building with a slate roof.
So certainly not flammable.
Of course, they have, wooden rafters. There is some wood to it, but it is, like I said, this building is seriously built for defense.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I guess the next move is maybe we do go talk to the knights errant and their mage friend.
Let me do that. I'm gonna deception basically to just be somebody casually strolling along. So I'm going to go out of my way to just be like, I'm not going to go directly towards them. I'm going to more find a spot like walking alongside the dock, and then eventually I'm going to end up like passing by them, and basically my demeanor is going to be just taking a stroll, and I'll see how they respond to me. So let me go from the end to like where some of the boats are, and I'll start heading their way, just like I said, slowly, casually walking, and I'll throw that deception check when you're ready for it.
Well, before you do that, once you're out there, roll me a perception check.
Sealamgar is going to go outside too, but not like much farther than the threshold of the inn. Bwam! Okay, perception's still not a saver skill check, so you're welcome. That didn't happen on your deception check. Good. That's so good.
You just stole the bad RNG.
Yeah, I took one for the team. What I'm here for.
Unless, of course, you stole the bad RNG from GM.
Yeah.
Well, there is always that chance. And, I almost want to do the bad for you, good for someone else.
Oh, shucks.
Okay.
Because you did roll a nat 1.
I do like that. I might steal that. Bad for me.
Yeah. Bad for you.
Mm-hmm. Got that CG altruism kicking in for my LE Rixasha mug.
Okay. As you start walking down by the boats, you hear someone say, "Hey, is that the guy we heard about? The one who has the thing for kids?"
Oh. Oh, no.
It's went one step worse.
Run and hide, run and hide, run and hide, run and hide, run and hide.
No.
I will run and I will hide.
I'm glad Saruk wasn't around.
Run and hide, run and hide, run and hide, run and hide.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I thought I just saw the nat. I heard the blow. Looked at it.
Yep.
I only saw the nat 1. I thought for a second there he rolled a second nat 1.
No,
he hasn't rolled a.
he hasn't rolled a stealth check
One
yet.
to his name. Yes, go ahead and give me a stealth check to disappear into.
Lucky halfling. It wasn't a fumble, but a natural 6 is bad. A natural 18 makes me have a 30.
So you hear that, look over your shoulder, see a group of half-orc boatmen and a couple of halflings start your direction, and you do everything but vanish in a puff of smoke as you
Oh.
deassess. You are gone. Well, as Kermit the Frog would say, you could have been gone with the Schwinn.
Well, and I need to put my voice to like a multiplayer game because I keep having people tell me that I sound like Kermit the Frog.
Greg from the IOPC could do a really good Kermit the Frog, too. In any case, when I get the chance, I'm going to try to, if I can, circle around to keep an eye on Dale.
I will say that this group, once you get away, what you're able to see easily, it does appear that they have business down here in the dock area, and they're kind of half keeping an eye peeled for something.
As in the people chasing me.
As in the people who heard about this strange guy who looks different and evidently tries to invite young halflings to join him.
All I wanted was an apprentice. In any case, when I can, I'll just now that I know who they are, make sure they don't see me, keep eyes on Dale in case it goes bad for Dale.
Okay. If that happens, I'll have you roll a perception.
Okay, sure.
But I will tell you it's going to be a higher DC because just cause.
Sure. Thanks.
Okay. Hey, like I said, good for someone else, bad for you.
And now, because that happened to poor old Tommy, Dale will be safe from the mage and the mage's fireballs. We just get evasion this level.
Yes, but here comes the better part. Dale, as you walk up and you get over there, you see the wind picks up a little as the breeze goes, and you see the pennant on the lance that's kind of set in the middle of their area. And you do recognize the symbol on the pennant. It's this eye-looking thing. It looks... Now, nah, I'm not even going to say you have to roll. It looks very similar to the eye symbol that was on the scroll that y'all got when Lily was dropped out of the sky on you.
And we all take a collective sigh of relief, because that's the order. I thought it was going to be the symbol of the Vampire Lord. Safe.
You have just doomed us to an early death. You know this?
Me? What'd I do?
Yes. You have given the DM a better idea for a twist.
Oh, fair. Yeah, I did do that, didn't I? You're right.
I've been working on this for a while, so don't worry. You don't have to worry about twists.
I have to. That's the whole plot of Doomsday Dawn is these guys.
Well, well, okay. So, at this point, what do you want to do?
Me?
Yes.
Okay. So again, I'm basically going to stroll towards and then past them like I'm just a carefree person in town without a care in the world.
I would say roll me stealth, but yeah, I'll put it this way: there is nothing casual happening within like 60 feet of them. It is clear that while they're taking a rest, everybody is keeping watch.
Sure. So I mean, they're gonna see me. I'm just gonna be like whistling and
As you walk through the no man's land of people.
yeah.
I'm nobody, don't pay attention to me. The one person walking across the battlefield.
Okay. While you're when you reach the edge of pretty much their no-go zone, about the only people walking even somewhat close to them are the people who are loading things into their boats. I mean, at all the other piers, for lack of a better term, tie-outs, you'll have, little halfling children there, trying to sell this or that,
Is there anyone trying to sell something right now?
near them, no.
Yeah, the halfling children,
They are
or the
not
people
in
loading and unloading.
No, this is all I can. How do I say this? They've done everything but put up barbed wire. There is, there are no little kids trying to sell them things. The only people going into or out of that warehouse are loading their boat. They just give off an aura of, we're not going to do anything bad to you unless you deserve it, in which case you're gone.
Sure. Like I said, I'm gonna stroll right past them with like I don't even know they're there.
It is clear that they are tracking your every move.
Sure.
Yeah. As you get closer, there is some, a couple of them kind of, one elbows another, whispers something to him, and you see that go around to 3 or 4 people. And one of them gets up and goes to the mage where he's resting and reading in the middle of them all. And he looks around and looks at you. Okay. Earlier you had said you were going to wear a scarf around your neck. Is
Yeah.
the scarf still there?
Yes, it is. It would be on there unless have a particular reason to take it off.
Okay. Make sure I have this correct. No. Okay. As he looks at you, he watches you for a moment. Okay. Won't matter either way. It just changes the dynamic. Do you make eye contact with him or not?
Let me think how Dale would. No, Dale wouldn't be. If they're on the side of him, then he's gonna basically be looking down where he's going. So again, I mean I might be able to side eye them, but I'm not, basically I'm taking a stroll down the docks. Down and just enjoying the day.
Okay. So as you move by and you get past them, you hear a voice speak, clearly. A word that just doesn't quite, it's a word that maybe is more than a word. It's not in any language you know. And you feel your scarf being pulled off from behind. What do you do?
Is it what's the wind like right now?
The wind is from behind you.
Well, no, I mean, like, is it windy? Is it no wind?
There's the occasional breeze, but it's pretty calm out.
Sure. So I'm not looking at them, but I'm gonna kind of grab my scarf and
the scarf is no longer on you.
Okay. So I go to reach for it. I see it's not there. I'm like, and I turn my head. Where'd it go? Oh, hi guys.
About 5 feet from you, you see what looks like a spectral hand holding your scarf.
Okay. So I look at the person. I'm like, why did you take my scarf? I like that scarf.
In a very clear voice, the mage looks as he looks at you, and in a very clear and firm voice says, "Come here."
Come here to talk or come here to get stabbed?
Uh,
and I chuckle again, trying to have a jovial mood about myself.
He smiles brightly. Your choice, but I can simply do nothing, and in 10 days, you won't care about that, will you? The scarf floats back over to you. And it's fairly obvious it's handing it back to you.
I'll take it, put it back on, and like put a piece of it up and smell it real quick. Just I like I do like this scarf. And I'll go over and talk to him like, you have my attention.
As you come closer, the people surrounding him part ways, but the two people who open up to let you in are now turned in and watching you as well. I see you're one of the ones who are carrying something for us.
Sure, I'm carrying something for the wizard. Um, my, and we're doing it, and we're gonna get there well within time. Why follow us?
Well, first and foremost, to make sure you arrive. Have you any idea what all is hunting you right now?
Yeah, we got this vampire creep, and he sent some minions, and the minions got disposed of.
Vampires. If that was the worst of your troubles, never mind. Is the chest safe?
Yes, and it's also quite secret. Outside of it being a chest that anybody can see clearly.
When you say, and quite secret, a eyebrow reaches up towards the hairline. Is that, yes, I understand that. That's the only reason I couldn't scry your position to the inch. The Magister, he is very, very good at his magics. Though evidently someone close to his level of power has been seeking it too. I think they're only learning your position sporadically. So let's forego the rest of the charade. Where is the rest of your party?
They're currently in the inn waiting for me to return all in one piece.
Well, that's as brave of them as I would have expected. He turns, looks, Captain. One of the gentlemen in armor stands up. You will accompany me. How much longer till we are ready to leave? Captain says, my lord, we should be loaded before sundown. However, the question is whether we wish to travel at night. I am still a little fatigued from the battle. We will leave first thing in the morning. I require one of your men to ensure no, he looks at you, poor choices are made, and he kind of scratches at the side of his neck and smiles. It's not a kindly smile. He looks you in the eye. Lead the way.
To the inn?
To your companions.
Sure, so the inn. So I do so. And this time I walk much more seriously.
Yes, you hear, well, you don't hear his footsteps at all, but you do hear a little bit of clanking behind you as well. So,
Okay, do I see that? Am I able to reconnoiter back and see any part of that conversation at all?
Roll me a perception.
Hogidoki. Well, bam. That's my stealth check. No, one less. Well, bam, boom. 27.
You are able to see from where you managed to sit down and kind of get in the shadows between a couple of booths and look like, well, just another person taking a rest during the day. You see a lot of it. You don't hear anything, but you do see Dale's scarf pulled off of him by a spectral hand. If either of you have spellcraft, I'll let you try to figure out what it is.
I can try an Arcana check, sure.
Yeah.
As good as I am at it. Ho ho! Well, 25. Okay, fair enough.
Well, yeah.
It is blatantly obvious this is a cantrip of the mage hand.
Okay, fair enough. Do I see the esoteric order sigildry on like their armor and stuff?
Yeah, with that, yes.
Okay, so then I guess as Dale and Squad are walking back to the inn, I will just kind of like I'll make my way towards them and like in clear like where they can see me, so I don't just whoop, here I am. Don't shank me.
It's now, do you stand up before them or after them as they come towards you?
Before them, so they have like clear view of who I am.
Yeah.
And as I do so, matter of fact, I'll pull my the coat I'm wearing down a little so they can see the collar and just like tap like 2 or 3 inches above it on my neck. Just my apologies.
Yeah.
We did not know what we were getting into, and I wanted to be sure that my companion here, nodding at Dale, had some eyes outside the situation.
The mage does not even break stride as he comes past you and walks with Dale. At least someone has intelligence.
Internally, Selimgar is beaming brightly. Someone is recognizing that he is a smarty boy. But externally, I'll just stand up straight and just kind of like fall in line and follow along.
Yes. So right now it is Dale in front, unless you want to move up beside him. The mage, you, and a very grumpy looking guy in plate behind you. And he does have a loaded heavy crossbow in his hands.
Given everything we've heard about what happened behind us, that makes me feel very safe. I won't necessarily be right next to Dale, but just like fall in line somewhere and head back in the direction of the inn.
Yeah. It's okay. If the other member of the mage's party is making sure you're in front of him.
Good enough for me.
So y'all all get back together. Are you all going to I'll make it easy. Y'all get inside. The soldier posts himself next to the open door, back up against the wall about here. And the mage, you see coins, the spectral hand, once again with coins, flowed out over to in front of a somewhat uncomfortable looking barmaid who someone talked to earlier today. And again, in a clear voice, says, ale for us, if you would. And you hear the sound of several coins dropping onto the counter in front of her. And he sits down at one of the tables. Actually, he would sit down. No, he would sit down here at the head of that table. So And he will look at the two of you. Well, bring them down.
Sealandware will nod and head up to the room, open the door, and just, well, our companions are members of the Order, nodding in the direction of the chest where the symbol of the eye is on the chest. Looks like we have friends.
The Order?
Long story.
And the eye is not on the chest. It was
on a scroll. It's on a scroll. Yes, that's right.
But close enough.
The sword is on the chest, but also it's on the chest because I'm thinking about Carrying Crown, where it is on a chest later. You're right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume y'all.
The one who rigged our necks to explode.
Oh. Well, that's
Now
encouraging.
that's not
It
entirely
inspires
true.
confidence and happiness and a general feeling of ease.
But they
Not-
want us alive for now, at least, so that's good.
And it wasn't they that rigged our necks to explode. Well, was it they that? Do we know definitively that the princely boy who put these things on our necks was a member of the Order?
I'm just gonna give y'all easy on this one. No, at no time in any of that did you see the symbol of the Order.
Okay.
It wasn't like he was wearing it emblazoned on his tunic. When you think back about the sigils that you saw light up on the Magister, you don't think that was one of them. So
Okay. So I guess then when Lily says that, I'll just chime in. No, I don't think that man, who I still want to go back and break the neck of, was a member of the Order. I think he's just working for them. There are many pieces moving here. And with that, just kind of turn down the stairs.
okay. So do both of y'all go upstairs to do this, or just one of you? Just Silumgar?
Will do. Josh is dead.
No.
Well, I guess it's just me then.
Okay.
That
Well,
was a good way
then,
to decide.
yeah, that works. As this is going on, Dale sits down outside, or sits down downstairs near the wizard, and he continues, and as he watches the wizard, a couple of pictures and some flagons appear. Seeing magic directly when not expected has kind of made the barmaid a little less comfortable with life.
With life.
Yes, she's just not as. It's not always as much fun when, you wake up and, suddenly a ghostly hand is carrying coins over to you. I mean, we are in Ustalov after all.
Yeah.
Does this mean that she was a small town girl?
In a world where Mage Hand is interpreted as an actual ghost.
That makes me really want to use my mage hand.
Indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, but you gotta drink
me now?
first.
Yeah.
Yes.
He did it. He lives again.
Yeah, I just decided to restart the thing and see if that did it.
Fair enough. Well, it clearly has. Hurrah!
Yeah, technology sucks.
My life.
Anyway, yeah, I was basically saying I'm staying downstairs because I don't want the group to get the indication that we're both going up there to basically, hey, grab each other and dive out a window that may or may not be there.
Yeah.
Dive straight into the wall. Oh,
Oh no! To the wall. Sorry.
Well, as you're
thank you, John.
as they're up there, he, after coming back, the spectral hand pours you a glass. It floats over in front of you. Please enjoy on me. And the mage takes a crystal pendant out of his robes, starts making noises and swirling it around. And you see it kind of point upstairs, but it's kind of wobbling around. For a moment it'll be pointing up to, well, the room where the box is. Then sometimes it'll be pointing the other directions, then sometimes it'll just, and he's just muttering under his breath.
What I'm hearing is the
boy.
mage's divining rod needs another couple of double A's.
Yeah.
Well, it's only slightly less strange than if cousin It had handed the drink or thing.
I have no problem enjoying a free drink that a man who does not have the ability to give me has given me. Sure, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. A disembodied spectral hand. I mean, what could go wrong?
It's not stealing if it's levitation. This place clearly just has a poltergeist. And
No,
suddenly I have an arcane trickster build. I'm not trying to rage the Journeyman, I just want to bluff check. Bluff
I
check.
imagine the really kind wall crawler giving Link a drink. It's like, you've been adventuring for a while, you're thirsty.
Doesn't take you back to the beginning of the dungeon, just drops a heart.
Yep.
I found this in the boss room! Boop.
Well, so everyone gets downstairs. You see, after he stops playing with his pendant and cursing mildly in what are probably several different languages as far as you can tell. If anyone has them, you would recognize Draconic, Celestial. Yeah, he actually would have Vudrani as
Yes!
one of them.
Did it.
And Draconic and Gnome. Yeah,
I
and
recognize the Draconic.
But basically, a lot of it is, I'm very unhappy. How on earth did he do that? I should be able to find that thing with no problem.
Makes sense.
But yes, very quickly you are all served. For some strange reason, the barmaid is staying very carefully back at her counter. And
Smart barmaid.
Well, she was so nice to me earlier.
yes. In fact, she was
Lovely. I wonder what made her so upset. Goodness gracious. No, this is just awful.
He looks at you and preemptively says, sit. Once y'all, I assume y'all will sit.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I mean, I'm just going to say, woof woof, before I sit down.
One corner of a mouth half twitches up,
Ha ha! Ha ha!
but
Knew I should have gone Bard as my other half.
but once you are saying down, he says, all right, to make this simple, I am Brother Pelagius. I have been assigned to assist you in reaching your goal.
While the individual that I just kind of gesture to our neck. Afraid to even touch it.
You would be.
Yeah, I've already had
You
one
mean-
close encounter with it.
You mean the one who put these things on? He waves his hands in front of you, twists slightly, and everyone's collar feels a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
And the sensation goes away. Yes, those people. Well, not directly, but
I'd
they
say
had
something
what
to
we
you, sir.
needed. Please.
Y'all are a right bunch of assholes.
It was not my choice to use third parties as couriers. Never mind. Again, I am Brother Pelagius. I am here to help ward you for the remainder of the trip. We have much to do. Suffice it to say, you will be joining us on our ships, or on our boats, as if a ship could even come close to this. Never mind. We leave at first light tomorrow. Take care of any business you need to tonight. At first light, make yourself available to us at the docks. We will leave immediately.
So as he is saying all, Sealamgar will make a perception check because things have been pretty hairy before we all just bow before our esoteric order overlords here. Here's a perception check. Is he on the level? Is he lying to us? Modified 20. Oh, I don't know if I pick up anything with that, but we tried.
Okay. The only thing you pick up from him is he's a little bit tired.
Okay. Good enough for me.
I tried as well, if that's fine.
Yeah. Anyone wants... He is being honest and
30.
sincere.
Okay, cool. We're not out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Yes, and
Does he actually like my jokes, or is he pity laughing?
The more important sense motive check here. Am I funny?
it's okay. What's the closest way I can describe it? It's kind of the way I found South Park funny after 3 weeks of getting about 3 to 4 hours of sleep per night.
You've been there too?
I like South Park. I was raised on South Park.
Yeah, you guys brought me a bunch of South Park to watch. So
Well, yes, we did.
Appreciative of that, especially, but more the King of the Hill. But
But
I like both. Anyway, I have a question for you, GM.
yes.
Okay, so and Dale would I think this is in character for Dale to like, because you mentioned during the priest or druid or whatever his class is, conversation about how does he keep knowing, like that, like somebody's scrying the location of the chest.
Yes.
Am I getting that like through me as in it's Mr. Head of the monastery like keeping tabs? And if so, am I getting that sensation that I'm being scried upon, like basically being used as his eyes to make sure things are going according to plan?
You really don't have any direct reason to think so.
Like I'm not getting any sensations or anything
No.
like he's because when he said that, I immediately thought, okay, maybe the head of the monastery is like actually scrying on us once in a great while just to make sure the plan is still going on smoothly.
Well, from what
the plan
you
is most certainly not going on smoothly.
Yeah. Okay. Even if you thought he was, he's not tracking the chest. because you just saw what probably is a powerful wizard, less than 50 feet away, try to scry for it and gets all sorts of readings.
Right. So,
Its magical jamming is strong.
right.
So
I just wanted to clear that up in case I needed to basically, oh yeah, I might want to make sure nobody else knows that this is going on. Like have to go into really deceptive mode as in nope, everything's normal. Nope.
But no, no sign of that distinctly. So with that, he basically tells you to have a good night and leaves with his bodyguard in tow.
Will
Sure,
we be
sounds
seeing you in the
great.
morning, I presume?
Yes, first light.
Yeah, because we're taking his
Meeting
boat.
them at the docks.
Yeah. I'm just making sure. Do you want us to stay in here, or do you want us to come with you with the whole boat thing?
He momentarily casts his eyes upward. You stay here tonight. At first light, as soon as you are able, come to the boats. We will leave immediately.
Okay, I guess.
It's quite convenient. That was what I was hoping to do.
Yep.
I mean, I didn't know
Yeah.
on your boats. But...
Yep, sounds simple enough.
He reaches into his pocket, into his belt pouch again, tosses some coins in the air. A spectral hand catches them, takes them over to the barmaid, and as he's walking out the door, to cover their stay tonight. And you hear a couple more coins hitting the floor or the bar.
Aw,
And
he cares about us.
of course he does. One
Close
always
enough.
keeps their tools sharp and close at hand.
Oh, of course.
So do any of y'all have any specific plans overnight?
Well, I still think we should set up a watch. Everybody sleeps in the same room as the box. It seems like we have friends, and that's good, but I don't think we're out of the woods yet.
We still got
Also
Mr.
implies we have more
Vampire
enemies
on our
than we
butts, and he
thought.
is very clearly not happy.
Indeed.
Sure, I'm gonna. Let's see, is there enough light to be able to see the parchment I'm carrying?
Yes.
Sure.
There are lamps inside.
Sure. So during my watch, I'm gonna find a nice, quiet place to sit, and I'm gonna start working on that harmonica.
Okay.
Just during my watch.
Yeah, you can do that. No problem. If you want to, you can. Okay. Do you want to? Are you trained in a craft that would be approximate to carving or engraving?
Not specifically, no. Which is why I got the script, and basically, it's not going to be like a masterpiece, but it is going to be like my personal effort. And I do, I do have a decent amount of points in crafting to be able to, at least make a good go of it.
Okay.
I'd roll it just to keep it RP.
You can do that, or I would say you're able to take 10.
All right, I'll take 10. That would be a 17 in that case.
I'm assuming you're not trying to get all that fancy, so DC 15
I'm
should
trying to
do
imitate I'm trying to imitate what's on the parchment as best I can.
it. Yeah, if you basically are trying to do one for one, it looks okay. It's
Like I might add a little bit of my own personal flair to it, but first my
Yeah.
focus is going to be copying her name as it's written on that parchment, and then if I want to embellish any little details, like maybe a flower or a rose or some other detail I think she might like, that's extra.
Okay. With the taking 10, you can get the script. It looks like what's on the paper and some minor swirls around it. If you want anything fancier than that, you'll have to make an additional crafting roll.
Okay, so basically, I want to do the name, but then I want the eyes in Lily, like the dots in the two eyes in Lily. I want them to be like little, like a daisy flower pattern. So like the, you know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about? Like the little, there's the circle, but then there's the
Right.
little arches around it, so it's like daisy
Okay.
looking. So I'll do a check for that, and
Yeah.
I'll do a hard check for that.
Well, so give me a roll.
So yeah, pretty close.
Yeah. It's clear what they are.
Sure.
So good enough.
Yep.
Okay. Anyone else? I also assume that people are doing their preps during their watch.
Mm-hmm.
Those who have need.
Indeed, yeah. Do my katas, do my stretches, keep an eye outside. Might from time to time go check that arrow slit and make sure nothing's trying to get through it.
Actually, that arrow slit is about 10 foot off the floor.
Okay. Okay, cool.
It like I said, okay, truthfully, whenever I envisioned this place, I envisioned it for someone who was paranoid, even for Ustalov standards. This is not a military fortification, but it would definitely be a place most people would run if there was an attack on the town.
Okay, fair enough. Well, okay, just my standard, do my katas, keep an eye out for things. Yeah, that's all I got.
Lillian, you should be able to do all your alchemical preps for the day. It is now sunrise.
I will also polish the butterfly.
Ah.
Gotta keep it maintained.
Yeah. That's good. So I assume everyone packs up and gets ready to go.
Yeah, if we have a quick way out of here that probably keeps us safe from the things following us, or safer anyway, yeah, I see no reason to wait.
All right. So as I'm getting ready, I'm gonna I'll ask the barkeep if he has any wrapping paper, anything you could wrap a gift in, or a little box that he can spare.
Oh, absolutely, sir. He rummages around in this section. He ducks back in and goes into this section back here and comes out with a nice little carved box. You know, it's nothing fancy, but
I
it'll do well.
I put a gold piece in his hand and say, "Much appreciated."
As you start to put the coin down, no, sir. What you have paid is already, well, what was paid for you is already well enough.
Okay. So then I want to go to Lily and I ask her if she has a moment.
I suppose I do.
Sure.
Is there something
So-
else you need?
No, actually, I wanted to apologize. I know when I first met you, I was kind of a jerk, but we've been traveling together, and now I consider you to be a dear friend, and I know you're doing this favor for me with the shield, and well, I wanted to offer you something in return, and I think it's something you'd rather like. And as both a thank you and an apology, and that I appreciate your friendship, and I give her the box.
Oh, flip
I'm just
box
gonna-
open.
I'm probably sitting nearby scarving on some breakfast meat. I'm just gonna take the sausage out of my mouth and say, "Boy, I went and dug that thing out of horse shite in order to fix for my mistakes. So don't go expecting a soppy present from me."
I wasn't expecting a present from anyone, to be honest.
Excellent.
Yes!
Ah,
It
it returns.
returns again.
Yes.
It lives.
It lives!
So,
Right, so Dale is gonna bow his head slightly towards her and says that he hopes that Lily enjoys that, and he says that I have a decent singing voice. If while we're on the ship, perhaps we can make a little coin entertaining the other passengers. You know,
I'm
could always
seeing
use a little
guys
more
as
money,
Eric
right?
River members.
And I turn away.
Side note, that's my performance check.
Yeah, I have a decent performance check too, so I was like, yeah, maybe we can make some coin off that.
Maybe later when I don't have to spend the days crafting the shield.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
okay. So I will assume everyone loads up.
Yep.
And I'm actually looking to get this started now. So y'all get on board. They begin to take you down the river. Oh, that's too thin. I was wondering why it did not appear. There we go. And y'all continue. It takes 2 days, and then it comes nightfall, and that's as far as y'all were able to get. The folks on the boats really don't talk much. I wouldn't say they're not friendly. They're just not interested in talking to anyone. They're busy watching other things.
Gotcha.
And then during that night, you are camped. Dun, 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 dun.
Uh-huh.
Y'all are in this farmhouse that the mage so graciously paid for the use. The family who lives here is staying in their barn.
Why?
Man, this guy is not nice. But also pretty
I
cool.
mean, he threw the money at him to do it.
Yeah.
Could have been worse.
Indeed.
The first, let's see. If memory serves, Okay, who has the third watch?
Not me.
Ooh, do I have second or third? Who else has dark vision?
It's you, New
I
York.
have dark vision.
Don't
Yeah.
think I do.
I know I
I
do.
don't.
Do you remember if you were second or third watch?
I think
I
I
think
was
I know we
second.
both
third.
had the.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think I was second.
So, Saruk, you are up at the time. I assume with keeping watch, you'll be looking outside occasionally. So
Yeah.
give me a perception check.
All right then. 18. That's not that great. Could be far worse.
No, it's not. Give me 1 second.
Crap
Where
baskets.
is
I'm
it?
sorry, you guys. I failed you.
Not.
It'll be fine.
I have
That's
faith
the
in us.
last thing everybody says before they die.
This is fun.
But if we die, it'll still be fine because there are other games.
We'll
Fair.
just come back as ghouls. It'll be sweet.
An old ghoul party.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair and balanced. Paralyze all the things. We've got this.
Okay.
Hey, we have an elf though. Wouldn't that be impossible for the elf?
So she'd come back as a banshee. Well,
Yeah.
I know where the leader is. Great.
As you're sitting there, you suddenly hear what sounds like a village bell. You're nowhere near a village, but it sounds like the sort of bell that would be used to call villagers together.
Suddenly, a man with a potato sack over his head, brandishing a chainsaw, turns the corner.
Not quite. And
Are you disappointed?
it's okay. It's not quite like being up in the belfry
Oh, God.
when church bells are ringing. But I'm not going to make anyone roll to be awakened by the alarm spell.
Duly noted. So it's not Resident Evil 4, to be clear. I heard
No,
church bell,
it is
village, and whoa, trouble, chainsaws.
Nope.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
now I remember distinctly the first time that chainsaw guy ever took my head off, and it scared me, Tommy. It scared me.
Where'd they all go? Bingo. Well, okay. In any case, is there one means of in and out of this place?
Unless you want to dive out windows, pretty much here.
Okay. Did we share the same room or the same house? Yeah, we did. As Pelagius and the bigger boys.
Yes.
Okay. How are they reacting?
With well-tuned martial precision.
Okay.
So
All the-
scared shitless and flailing everywhere? I'm sorry, I'm apparently too used to the average D&D party's martial efficiency.
No, as in the trained response of the legions keeping this reality safe from the world wound. All of them have slept in their armor because
Jesus.
if you wanted it, you could have slept in your armor as well, because the mage offered a bed of iron spell.
Oh, then hell yeah, I'd be sleeping in my armor if there's that sort of option.
I indeed will
Yeah,
sleep in
just
my
danger.
bracers of armor.
Yep. And they come boiling out of the house.
Sealimgar will follow suit. Go into wolf style and whoop.
I'm gonna stay near the box.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea to go outside. Most of us, at least.
Okay.
Well, at least a good enough idea.
I also would like to raise my shield. I have to get back in the habit of doing that.
It's a good habit.
Well, I'm a monk rogue with a
It's like
shield.
that.
I cannot
It's-
make a picture of that in my head, but all right, sure. Mechanics.
Okay. And I'll
20-foot squares.
Oh no!
Dale, are you going to stay inside or come out?
I'm gonna ask Saruk that question. Do you want me to stick around here with you, or you want me to go out there?
I'm gonna be honest, buddy. I'd prefer you watching my back, because I know you won't stick a dagger in it.
No, I wouldn't do that.
As much as it hurts me to say that with the metagame knowledge.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay inside with Saruk. I'm gonna basically be about 20 to 30 feet from the door with my short bow out to shoot anything in the eyeball that comes through that door that isn't friendly.
Look, if someone comes through the door, I'll grab them, pin them, and then you just help me put them down. Got it? That's what we'll focus on doing.
Sounds like a plan,
Okay.
big guy.
I know I don't have them quite set appropriately, but y'all have time to position yourselves where you want to be.
Okay. I'm just gonna, wherever Pelagius and his marshals go, that's where I'll go. Just kind of fall in line with them.
Okay.
And do we have an idea of which direction we should be spooked about?
Probably where all those bodies are.
I'm
I'm
assuming
assuming.
with the mages.
Oh, there's more bodies!
Yeah, that helps.
They're in the tiles.
Yeah, actually what I'm trying to do is put 5 characters up here. Well, yeah, that'll do good enough. Basically,
Oh, Lily, no.
Those are our friends, clearly.
yeah.
Right?
Oh, okay.
Okay, just being sure.
Yes, these are all the marshals, and
Wait, so these down here are the marshals, these up here are not?
yes, these are the baddies.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
They're the Goombas. Squish them.
Man, it's gonna be so hard to flank if all these squares are
22
4.
right there.
Ooh.
Okay.
So I would like to be, if I can, like, I know that the squares are weird, but I would like to be adjacent. So, like, I want a guy on my left and right, if it's possible.
Okay. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll put him here, and him here.
Seems good.
And
Looks like a triangle of destiny.
yeah,
Well, it did for a second.
and at this point, well, yeah, we have enough time to get this started. If people would roll me initiatives. This person here casts Fireball, and it takes out this end of the house, missing everyone else. The caster in the midst of your ranks, the mage, has been waving his arms and speaking loudly. Now, let me see. Okay. Now here we do. Okay. I want to make sure I get the effects of this. Okay. Does anyone, if you want to, you can roll an arcane if you wish.
Okay. We are at the 3-minute
Double
mark,
check
though.
that.
So
Right?
we might expedite this a little bit. Oh, where is life? +8.
I'm untrained in Arcana, so I'm just gonna leave it be.
Yeah, I should have left it be.
Does my 18 do anything?
Oh! Oh, never mind. That's not targeting us. Right?
That's spooky.
get... Okay. Okay, was that 18 spellcraft check?
Yes,
Lillian?
that was Arcana.
Okay. You would recognize this. Everyone else just sees balls of flame from the heavens descend. You would recognize it as a evocation and fire spell called Meteor Swarm.
Oh, oh, bad!
That's
Run,
what Levi
run,
thought it was.
run, 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 run,
I
run,
saw
run, run.
40, 10 plus 10 rolled 3 times.
Yeah, that's fair.
So at this point, initiative is off. There is a, for lack of a better term, over here, there's now a smoking hole filled with some charred corpses. And the mage turns around, looks at everyone, and says, tomorrow morning we should make it. Tomorrow morning, yeah, it's time to go back to bed. And he wanders back inside. And with that, there ends our session for tonight.
Okay. I rolled a natural 20 on initiative for nothing. I'm sad now, but alrighty, fair enough.
Wow.
Wow.
I had actually planned for this ending
Oh,
for tonight.
Okay.
you would. That is
While
a
we
very
got just a
Jason
minute,
way.
Can I roll crafting checks for the days we were traveling?
You could do
Go
that
ahead.
off screen. I have to
Yeah.
end this. There's a thing that
do
has to
that.
happen. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. We'll see you next time. Say bye, guys.
Later, guys.
Bye.